out. How's everybody out there? Uh, Hope everybody's doing fine. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm a little bit of winded. I just came rushing up the stairs. I had to run to the bathroom right quick. So, yeah. So, whew, okay. All right. Yeah, I was trying to get this out here too, but all right. So today's story time, we're gonna be talking about a little bit about Man's Tomb, not too much because I wanted to save that for an individual like story time free story that I do on like a small video, like a 10-minute joint, 5 to 10 minute, where I describe the story and the breakdown of the characters and what's going on in the world, and let that be how that, and then we could discuss it afterwards on during the story time live streams. So I'm gonna save that one, but we could discuss a little bit of it. But then we're gonna be mostly talking about the bounty hunters. We're gonna get back into them. I got a bunch of names because I didn't want to dip into my other book of names because I might already have characters chosen for those. So I went and basically watched some TV shows or movies and waited for the credits to go. Went on demand, popped a couple of movies or TV shows in, waited for the credits, and you know, wrote down a bunch of last names and first names and kind of put a couple of them together, mismatched them so that we came up with original names, not the actual guys. Okay, so I got about maybe 50 names. So that's good enough to start with. I already had, uh, I got a couple names for Man's Womb. The lead dude's name, he's going to be Parker Driscoll. Parker Driscoll. He's kind of a nerdy dude. Um, yeah, that story is he's kind of a nerdy kid. Hold on, let me pull this stuff up. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, so you guys, yeah, we're gonna have some really good stuff coming up. I'm gonna work on that, and I want to work on the what is it I'm looking for? Absent minded now. I hold on. What am I looking for again? Oh, okay. So yeah, I was just hold on one second. I know there's gonna be a little. There we go. All right. So now just making sure everything's working right. Okay. So yeah, we're going to get back to working on. Hey, what's going on, Pat? How you doing? All right. So look like you brought a friend with you. All right. So let me see. What are we sharing today? We're going to be sharing. How should we share this? Because we have a couple of screens to share. Let's share it this way. Do, 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 do. Let's share with this one right over here. That way we can just. I think we can just pull this up. Yeah. Can y'all see that? Yeah. All right. All right. So I hope you're seeing what I'm seeing. Okay. This is the bounty hunters. And we just go over it real quick. Maybe I should pull up the other one too. Do, do, do. Do, Hold on, let me see. Let's get a file. Let's open the file. Let's open the file. The Bounty Hunters. Let's open this. Just Us. Just Us Warriors. And let's open up. I should have had this prepared, but like I said, I was the bathroom. The bathroom was calling my name. Okay, Star Wars. All right. Okay, so we got this one. Okay, I'm not gonna mess with that. Let me see what we got here. First we're gonna have. Let's talk a little bit about this one. What's going on with this? Okay. Let's pop this up. Right, now let's center it. This is Man's Womb. Now, this is a story about Parker Driscoll, and it's like a SJW story and how the world is going crazy. And uh, this is a story about present day SJW craziness and how it turns men's rights into a joke, how the so-called phenomenon of incels grows and to become a threat to become the threat feminists use to create a scenario that spirals out of control and brings about the downfall of society as we know it. Ha ha ha. It starts off that in the 2020 elections, Donald Trump wins and riots break out for like a year, half a year to 3/4 of a year. There's rioting or all kinds of stuff because of these feminists and left wingers and all of that acting all crazy and stuff like that. Men are being charged with aggressive acts. You see, over a year. Okay, I have it for over a year. The turmoil rages. Yeah, that's right, because it's a 4-year term. Okay, for over a year, and then it slowly dies down. But what happens is that they start moving their tactics into more aggressive, one-on-one suing for things, going to the congressmen, doing all this stuff to pass laws and all that, like they're doing now with men who lie to women as sexual partners. It's gonna be they making a law to negate the rule of consent. So in other words, if you lie to a girl and sleep with her and she finds out that you lied to her, that she could go to the cops and tell them that you lied, and they can actually say that, because if you removing consent, they can actually say that you aggressively nasty assaulted her, if you get my drift. So this is not right. So if they're doing that, imagine if Donald Trump would have won. So that's what I was trying to come up with, all kinds of things. Women assaults against men rise because you can't, men can't do nothing. If a woman hits a man, it's okay. They talk about how much women are attacked by men, but you never hear about that show. What's it called? Broken. Where the women kill their husbands for their money. And it's been on for years. They got hundreds of shows, but nobody talks about that. And these are real cases of women who poison or kill their husbands in some kind of way, and they get caught. So I understand men attack women in all kinds of ways, yeah, but it's not just one way. Don't act like it's not back, like there's not on the other side, because the woman falls in love with the next dude. I used to watch that religiously every day. All of that, and it's been on for years. I haven't watched in a long time, but It used to come on all of the time. So yeah. So anyway, men lose custody over holding the wrong social opinions. Men retreat to friendlier social media sites and are stalked and in attempts to shut down the sites, which you see that happening. Men are told their misogynist behaviors breed uh, is bred into them by social norms, and children too. This is what they're teaching people in schools. Rachel, no, not Rachel Maddow. Uh, there's a woman came on. I think she's a Republican too. A pretty blonde, attractive white chick. A little on the older side, I'd say 30s to 40s, but still highly attractive, blonde hair. She's in the news media, I think on one of those, I forget which channel, I don't want to miss, but she was on Bill Maher, and she was talking about how she took her child out of school because they was teaching, and this was a private school where she was actually paying these people to brainwash her kid with these socialist ideas instead of just teaching the kids ABC 1, 2, 3. So this is what this story is about, and this whole thing with the incels and the sex women, the sex toys, these real life sex dolls that people are buying for like 3, 4, 5 thousand dollars, 10,000, and they're getting better. Well, that's what this story is all about. So I'm not going to go into it because, like I said, I'm going to make sure that this one is going to be uh, for a side story that I'm going to be doing on individual videos for like 10, anywhere from 5 to 15 minutes. And I'm going to keep every time is maybe every week, I'm going to come up with a new one, a new episode. So that's what I'm going to save that for. And then we're gonna go to the bounty hunters. Let me see. I gotta open up another one. Another one bites the dust. Ding, boom, boom. Bounty hunters locations right here. Or is it that one? Let's try that one. No, nothing there. Wrong one. Sorry about that, peoples. I haven't been into these files in a minute. Uh-oh. Document contains more links. No. Open it up. Come on. Open window. Yeah, baby. All right. I don't know what that is. Okay. Now this is about the bounty hunters. I had did a little bit of stuff about who they were, and I was thinking, I don't know if he's going to be colonel. I was thinking about, um, I was considering the lineup, how they had it in Stargate SG-1, the TV show. So that's why I made him a colonel, and he's going to be Ferret. But at first, they start out as human beings. So these are anti-terrorist squad, and they was going out. But see, I'm trying to figure out what's coming next. What we're going to figure out is who they work for. Are they working for the government, a private uh, corporate type interest, or a corporate government cooperative? And I think that's where I really want to go with the corporate governmental cooperative that the government subsidizes. It's kind of like a secret organization that they don't really talk too much about. And basically, what happens is, or it could have started out as a government team, and when they got turned, then they moved it over. That sounds good too. They moved it over to this secret organization with in cooperation with it, because they all transforming into these creatures, these basically brutish beasts. They they go out on a mission to they go out on a mission to take out anti this eco terrorist group. And it's like a collaborative, so they come from all different countries. So it's not just one type of person. It's not just like Arabians or Czechoslovakians or Serbians or whoever, or homegrown, homebred, whoever, from African or Australian or wherever. They could be from anywhere. People who just want to stop corporate pollution, governmental misdeeds, and all of these types of things. Anything that can that's causing problems with the ecosystem that people believe are causing problems with the ecosystem. So this is what this is basically built off of. And yeah, so I'm basically trying to develop the different carousels and corporate agencies, foreign agencies, because basically they travel all around the world to find these terrorist groups, and that way when this stuff when they get to the location and this agent, this gas, or yeah, well, it turns into a gas, they try to blow it up. It's like this chemical that the terrorists were working on to basically go after the stock markets, the major money markets of the different uh, regions of the earth, and destroy the money markets and how they conduct business. And that's one of their first hits that they was planning to do, but they wanted to like hit New York, Japan. I think I got to find out, do some research on the different stock markets around the world. And as long as they released this agents in the city, they was guaranteed to hit the locations that they wanted to hit, because that's what happens. uh, these people working on this agent and the chemical agent and biochemical agent. You can say regenerative biochemical agent, something like that. So, yeah. Hold on, let me see. I think I have something here, so we can have some stuff we can write down. So let's get our let's get a should we use this? Let's see what that. Okay, that's good. All right. So we can have. Okay, let's see what we got here. The bounty hunters. We know that this is the bound T hunters. Right, and we can move that over a little. And so the bounty hunters, and we can start off with that they're heading to this terrorist group. One of the cells or one of the locations, maybe it's possibly one of our main location. We can hide this. We don't need to show this. We're not doing any. We don't need any references right now. So what we're doing here is these terrorist groups. Let me see if I can pull up. Might as well see if I can find it. My realm, open up. No, that's not it. Let me see if I can find that. Is this it? Hold on. Hold on to your love. Got to hold on. Hang tight. Don't let go. Hey, hey. No, this isn't it. Okay. I've got to organize my stuff a little bit better so that I can find it when I need to. Because I got so many now and I don't remember which one is which. Hold on, I think there's one in here. I believe there's one in here. I believe. Where is it? Ferret. Here it is. This is Ferret. Dude in the middle. That's the original drawing. So that's what we're going to be working on. Him and the group. But we changed it up. Let me see if I can find right quick. Because I think that's over here. Has its own folder, I believe. Mm-mm. T with the bound T. There it is. So let me see. This is the last one I did. I think that's this one right here. 4B. Okay. Now that's him. See, I was working on his boots. That's going to come next because I forgot that he had these long ass boots. So that's going to come in nice. I'm going to like that. So we're going to work on that. That's next week or the week after. Next week, we're going to work on some Ferret and the team, trying to build the team up, getting the rest of these characters in, and working on Snipe because Snipe was a dude, but I'm gonna make him a female. I'm gonna make him a female, and then we're gonna have to get Gazelle. No, we don't have Gazelle, and we're gonna have to design Gazelle. We're gonna have to get some Gazelle pictures, and we're gonna design Gazelle. This one is Bongo. This guy over here. I do believe I have some pictures somewhere in here, but I'm not gonna search them out. So we're gonna finish working on this. I do have a picture of a ferret face so that we can we can make his face look as realistic as possible. And we're gonna work with that. He's gonna have a mean, terrifying snarl in his long body. I wanted at first to have this big dude huge in the back. See, that's why he had the horns. That was supposed to be Bongo, but now I think I want Ferret to be the more pronounced character, so I'm going to make him the taller. He's the lead. He's the taller one. Do I have his flak jacket in here? Is this the one? Nope, I don't think so. Okay, there's some weapons. So where's his tactical stuff? Did I delete it? Okay. Oh, that's the original. Let's see. Get rid of Snipe. That's the original. That's what I was working on. That's where I wanted him to be big. And then I changed my mind and made him small instead. Yeah. So, yeah, we're going to work on this. So, anyway, let's get to this. Okay. So, he's there. Anti terrorist. Anti terrorist. Anti terror team. That's why they're the bound T hunters. They're bound to stop these terrorists, hunt them down. Anti terror. No need to be messy. anti-terror team. And maybe I should have made that bigger so that we can don't have to we don't have to take our clothes off, have a good time. Oh no. Oh, let me see what you're saying over here. Hmm. Yeah, we can see it. Okay, cool. That's good to know. How many antagonists and protagonists will it take? Will it make on bounty hunters? Okay, we're gonna have at least 4 to 5 on the team, and at least about 4 to 5 on the team because they're gonna have to be able to capture some of the innocent. What happens is they get to the location and they try to stop the team from escaping and stop whatever experiment that they're working on, and they do that. They run a lot of them off and they kill a lot of them on their way in, and they take over the location. But they don't want to. That's why I was this debating whether it should be governmental or what, or a like a subsidiary company or something, because they understood that if the government or somebody get their hands on this agent, this chemical agent, that they could possibly use it for themselves to do dirt. So they didn't want anybody to have it, so they decided to destroy it and just say that it got blown up in the while they was taking out the bad guys, or that they had some kind of fail safe and it blew up that they couldn't stop. So it blew up. So that's what they decided after they took uh, control of the location to like burn it, to blow it up. So that's what they did. They set explosives and like fuel. They dumped fuel and to burn up everything, and they blew the place up. But what they did was release it, and it everybody around the countryside got affected by it, including them and the escaping terrorists. So uh, so there's a whole bunch of people who's been affected by this stuff. So their jobs, once they find out what's going on, when people start actually changing, uh, that's when they have to start trying to figure out how they're gonna, they start going in for their testing and all of that stuff, and they basically take blood and find out what's happening with their genetics, that they're degenerating, they're turning into like bestial type creatures, uh, uh, aggressive types that that would attack if they're cornered or stuff like that, like bulls and bears and wolves and tigers, lions, all of these types of dogs, any type of aggressive animal. Uh, they basically will turn into, and but slowly they'll have the animalistic features at first and keep their humane identity, but slowly they will get more aggressive and losing their minds and become more brutish, and become savage beasts, just attacking everyone around them. So that's what the intention is, to stop the innocent people, find a cure, and then hunt down these terrorists. But what's going to happen is that there's other governments and they're going to want in on this. So they're going to be capturing some of the people who got away and using them in their own experiments and figuring out what's going on and trying to use the formula for their own uses. They're going to try and extract the formula from these people's DNA and see what kind of agents that they use, and maybe even capture one of the terrorists themselves, because maybe they need help. Maybe they need help and they need to go to the government in order to get help from turning it, because they know what's in store. So maybe they go to their government and the government uses them. Let's start writing some of this down. Let's start. Let me see. Anti-terrorist group attacks attacks uh, terror group at location at lab. Let's let's keep it neat. Lab location locale, right? And then let's see. They attack and take over facility. Uh, terrorists, most bad guys escape. Es- escaping. Escaping area. I'm doing it again, right? I should have boom bump this up. Okay, let's so we have some more room to spread out. So then the team yep, team take charge of chemical agents and decides to destroy to keep from man's hands. That means anybody, their government, anybody. They didn't want anybody to have it. No one should have it. So they decided to destroy it with explosives and fire. Explosives and fire. Explosives and fire. Fire. That's enough. And on a timer. And well, they didn't know that it was going to spread, so they didn't know. They gave it. They didn't. They only gave them a chance. The timer was set to give them enough time to get out of the blast zone, so that they wouldn't get caught in the blast. but they didn't have any idea that the chemicals would basically turn the smoke and or mist or whatever and just basically spread out along the countryside, which was created to do, to spread out and basically infect everybody. So they didn't know what they was dealing with when they came up on it, but they realized afterwards and basically started, which was their mistake. Maybe that's a mistake of mine too. Maybe I should not assume that professional anti-terrorist team would take that into their own hands and create a situation like that, because they do not understand what they're messing with, and they would understand this. So maybe we should think about that. Hold on. Maybe we should think about that. Maybe we should put a booby trap on it. But then that would mean that the terrorists would have been expecting to escape. And I do want the terrorists to be infected. It would make sense to have the terrorists being infected too. Well, maybe we can have them get infected by someone else. Maybe we can have them get infected by someone else. Yeah, that would be cool too. Maybe they set the detonator, blew that sucker up, headed out. Maybe they got out through a tunnel or something like that. Hold on, maybe. Maybes. Maybe terrorists. Wrists. Blue facility. Shut up, shutting up. Blue facility. And they get caught in, maybe they get there, see the timer at the last minute. Team finds timer just in time to escape immediate blast. Right? So if that's the case, then the terrorists get away, and if we definitely gonna have the terrorists getting infected, let's see what you got to say here. I think there should be a big boss, like a mad scientist recruiter behind this. Okay, that sounds good. That's what you guys are supposed to be here for. See, if you contribute to the story, what we're gonna do is if we use it and we goes into a book and we hire a artist to draw the book and we put it up on Indiegogo, you're gonna be put down as part creator, depending on how many people we can get to join in and contribute. You get part of the proceeds. That's how I wanted this. That's how I originally set this up. So yeah, if that sounds good, let's see, get a scientist recruiter behind this, and a mad scientist. So, well, he doesn't even have to be mad, but we can have somebody that maybe he loses it, and yeah, that could be like a wild card. Yeah, let's throw that in there. Hold on, let's see what we got here. A wild card. That way, even though we could have the terrorists, and we can have like governments, and we can have this wild card madman who wants to do this just for his own purposes. Madman, mad scientist. Maybe he could be part of the one of the government groups that grab up these guys, and he takes it. Mad scientist with own agenda. Agenda. Nope. Yeah, the demon's in the wrong place. With own agenda. Let me see what else did you have up there. Yeah, that's what these stories is for. Because I didn't want to have to be doing the whole story by myself while doing all of the Mike story stuff. I was trying to free myself up. That's what story time was supposed to be. It's supposed to be I get a group of people in the chat giving ideas, and who what the ideas that come together and work in the story, those guys would get credit. And everybody's name who's used, they I would write down everybody who contributed, and make sure that we every week we say, okay, we this guy contributed, and then when we finally get the book written up, we will make sure once the story's written up and all of the characters are drawn up. I could do some of the character drawing up, so just to, especially the characters that I created, I want to make sure I draw them up, and to get them all, finished, so that another artist can have a template to work off of. Words, band. The word to do is banned on YouTube. Okay. I don't remember what I said. T T something. T something. T something. Okay. I hope they didn't stop the. It didn't stop the. They didn't stop the what's his face so far. So they didn't stop the live stream as far as I know. So as long as they didn't stop it, we good. So okay. Mad scientist with his own agenda. Um. Let's see. Working for Gov? Question mark. Or let me see, how did he get a hold of it? Because there's going to be innocent people who got if affected too. So there's going to be random people out there who's hiding their family members, who's transforming into these beasts, and so there's all kinds of things like that. There's going to be all kinds of stories. So that's why the team is going to have to develop weapons that's non-lethal. They're going to have net weapons. Let's get another one started so we can have a new one. Let's see. Let's see another BTH bounty hunters bounty hunters weapons. Weapons. We use EAPONS. Okay. This is weapons. Okay. Weapons. And we're gonna need like net guns. Oops. Net guns. Oop. All right, you. Net guns and uh maybe knockout darts, stun weapons, trank trank weapons, tranquilizer, trank weapons, um, stun, stun weapons. Could be stun staffs or batons, stun guns, dart guns, maybe gas, maybe gas weapons. All of these things are going to have to be used. Gas, try it out to see gas weapons, guns, non-lethal, and see. And this could be a little bit kind of futuristic looking with some of this stuff. So that's why I'm thinking we can get some stuff going on here. Let me see. Let's okay. Let's blow this up again. And what's this? Where'd you come from? Oh, that's right. That's the drawing. Okay, let's move this over here. Come on over here, boy. All right. So we're gonna have to have net guns, trank guns, maybe some bolas, some bolas. You know what bolas are, right? The ball on the string that wrap around your legs when you're trying to run away. Hold it in the middle, and they throw it, and it swings around and catches you. Bloop. You can do that. You can make up some kind of stuff so that it extends. It'll be like this, and then it'll expand. It'll expand in midair when after it's thrown, or have some kind of maybe it's electrical. Maybe it's electrical, and and when it hits you, it stuns you while it's wrapping your butt up. So yeah, we can do all kinds of stuff like that. Have all kinds of crazy weaponry, and then we'll have for the terrorists to take them out. We don't need to cure them. So we'll have these are non-lethals, non non-lethals, and down here we can have some lethals. Lethals. So we can have like let me see. Oh, we can do what we want. That's why we can do what we want. And because there's nothing keeping it from being in the Might universe, these characters can also show up in the Might universe. So, because there's nothing in it that's it's starting in a regular world, which is basically what Might is situated in. And it's just that we're not going to have the type of superheroes in it in the story, but it can eventually show up that way. These guys are going to have extra strength and abilities, so why not? It's a comic book. Let me see. Let me see. We have some lethals. We have lethal weapon pistols. We have pistols, weapons, knives, pistols, gun, rifles, sniper, snipers, rifles, and let me see. Of course, we're gonna have knives. Yeah. You forget how to spell, boy. Knives, and I don't know if I'm gonna spell this right. Is it Gurat or Gorat? Gurat. I think it's A. It might be Gorat. Gurat. Well, if anybody knows what that is, it's when you got the piano wire between two pieces of something to hold on to, and you sneak up behind somebody and you throw it. It cuts into your skin, so it's kind of it can get messy. It can get messy. So yeah, I yeah, I've been around a long time, so we've seen a lot of shows from back in the days without all of these restrictions in them. Back when I was growing up, we had all kinds of spy shows that had that stuff all the time, that Cold War stuff. So that's what we seen that type of stuff. All grab them with the garrote, put them in the closet, yeah, take over, assume their identity, all kinds of stuff. Well, they're not going to be able to do that because they're going to have these awkward looks, but and they're going to have to avoid stuff too. That's another thing. The team will eventually have to avoid being captured too, because they can become test subjects of their own. Okay, let's get this down here where I can see. You can't see what I can see. You're blind. You're blind to the facts that you're blind. Okay. Team will have. That looks messy. Will have to be where capture from foreign. I think it's EIGN. Foreign uh foreign agents, officials, foreign um agencies, foreign agencies, for fear experimentation. So yeah. What else? So these guys, they blow up the facility. There's people all around. They're gonna have to try and find out, but again, they're gonna have to um, have like the government put out a public awareness type of thing to get help if people have been feeling any type of. So there's gonna have to be some kind of public announcements. Let's leave that maybe section open a little bit. Okay. Public public announcements announce public announcements uh instructing instructing anyone, and they'll probably have some kind of cover story. uh some kind of mistake. They'll say that some kind of a spill, some accident or something like that. Anyone with adverse effects and seeking help help and maybe a phone number. They give a phone number. uh Give a phone number. Call such and such. Yeah. Call dot 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 and or report to or report it to such and such a place, uh, local hospital, or yeah, they probably say local hospital, and then they'll just scoop them up from there. Scoop them up from there. Uh, to local hospital. Where they would it be sequestered. Sequestered. By Gov. And okay, let me see what we have here. That's not it. Okay, weapons, garrotes, knives. Oh, probably need some kind of technical stuff. Have technical gadgets. Need some kind of tech. Uh, Maybe some kind of transport for transporting. Maybe they might even need an on-site, a vehicle of some kind that has on-site facility that carries like a mini lab with them. Let me see. Might have to start a new one. Oh no, this is weapons. I should have this equipment too. Weapons and equipment. So tech. We'll come back to that. Let's. I'll check right after I write this down. I'll check the chat. Um, Maybe portable lab with lab tech. For on-site treatment. And they'll have to find out exactly how long it takes for this disease or the transformation to become permanent and all of that. If they're gonna need to find out, need to know need to know need to know mutation. Yeah. Mutation or transformation. Duration. Mutation duration. If there's a cure, they can find let's see. And what else? Let's check, see if there's any. Oh yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot. There's a hole in the bottom of the sea. Okay, explosive devices. That's right. You're gonna need explosive devices, rope or some kind of tied. Yeah, we can. We need what are those things that they call those plastic zip ties? Yeah, we need zip ties. We need zip ties. Oops. We need zip ties. Where's our weapons tech? Lab tech. Nas. Tech. That wouldn't be under tech. Let me see. What else can we use? Essentials. Essentials. Uh, Zip ties. What else? Blah, blah, blah. Gags, because if turning into feral beasts, you're gonna need to gag their faces. Gags and hoods, so that they could bag and tag that ass. You're gonna need that type of stuff. Uh, uh, Comms, comms. Okay, let's see what else we got. Okay, explosives. Oh, that's right. We're gonna put explosives, rope, or some kind of cord uh, for repelling and all of that. That's gonna come in the kits. After you come up with your ideas, do you put them on a scratching paper, scene by scene? And on the story, yeah, well, basically, yeah, I basically get to that. Well, we'll find out where we want to go and then kind of fill it in. We find out all of the details that we can pull out. First, we're basically just brainstorming, trying to get all the ideas we can get out at first to see what we want to do as far as the story is and where it can possibly go. And then we actually pick a route and follow the path where it takes us, and then we'll find twists and turns that we'll add in as we go along and storyboard and come up with dialogue and basically just find somebody, then put the story together and find us an artist. So let me see. After this, seen the storyboard. Yeah, that's brilliant idea. Government announcing unknown creatures or hybrid animals outbreak uh, because of that spillage. Yeah, well, we don't want to give away. At first, they might not tell them what happened. They might keep it a secret and just tell them if you feel any ill effects, come in and see. We'll give you an inoculation because they don't want people to panic and hide. They don't want people to hide. They want people to come willingly. So they'll just let them know that if something happened, there's a spill, a chemical spill, so you might feel nauseous, you might feel this. If you feel anything, you just come in and let people know so that we can help you. And when you get there, then the government grab you up. Uh, so yeah, that's what that's be like. That's the type of thing I'm talking about. So because they don't want because the government will be trying to salvage it. They don't want it to get out. But when people start mutating and transforming, they see their own people start transforming and mutating. Then they be like, "Oh snap, we got to do something about this." Yeah, we'll have those little earbuds for the walkie talkies. We'll have them a communication device, but we'll have them with some kind of earbuds, maybe a headset, a small headset. Maybe you have it some kind of futuristic stuff where the earbuds can hear as well as transmit. You can hear as well as transmit the voice, or we'll put something near their mouth that maybe sticks to the side of their face. Well, they'll have fur on their faces, so we might just have to put a little thin arm out there so that they can communicate. Or we'll find something. Maybe we'll have something a little bit more tech future, so that it's not too tech future, but something that's not just plain, because it is a government. So, and they are going to be, maybe they'll be transferred, like I said, to this secret organization, and they'll have secret tech. So, yeah, we'll have all of that stuff out there. We can play it however we want to. That's what's so great about creating comics. It's your own world. You can do whatever. I do what I want. I do what I want. Yeah. So yeah, I like that. So I get happy when I'm creating, because it's really freeing. It's the most freeing thing you can do, because nobody can tell you what to do. There's no laws. That's why I'm Comicsgate, and I tell people all the time, I'm not Comicsgate. Comicsgate is me, because I believe this ever since I was a little kid. I first started creating and drawing my own characters and stuff like that. It's the most freeing, liberating thing that you can do, because there's no one who could tell you what to do. And now these people are telling you what you can't, what I, as a creator, can and cannot put in my book, and what I have to put in my book. Get the out of here. Get the out of here. I'm telling you. There's no way, no way. So there's no way I could be anything else but Comicsgate. There's no way I could be anything else. So I'm not gonna be enslaved to no bunch of weak ass individuals. I will not, telling me what I can be, and you don't even know what you want to be. Get the out of here. You don't even know what you want to be, and you gonna tell me what I have to be? Get the out of here. I'm a man. I'm a man, and I was raised a man, and men know what they want. There's no confusion. So even the nerdiest of us know what we want. I'm telling you, you might not know how about going about getting it because of fear, but that's not me. But some people, yeah. Government sabotaging people, that's great. Yeah. Holograms, yeah, hologram. Well, maybe, well, we'll have to find a function for that if we get to exactly. I agree with you. Yeah. Yeah. So let's see. Let's see how much time we got. You might have to save some of this. So yeah, let's get into the Star Wars. Let's do a few more minutes, and then we'll do Star Wars for the last half hour. We'll build on the Star Wars story. Let's put this all in a folder. Let's open up a new one. Star Wars Trilogy. Let's work on Star Wars for the next few minutes. 2 hours, and then we get out of here. I did a few videos, like 2 videos of some wizard magazines from back in the day. I went through the books and seen the type of art that's in there, and some of the goodies that's in the back. Just like in the Comicsgate campaigns, the Wizard magazine used to come with goodies inside. So I have a few books that's not even open. So I'm gonna tear them open and pull out the goodies. Let's see what's inside, and do a video on every book. So I'm gonna start doing all of my old comic books, all those 90 comic books. I'm gonna pull them out, start going through them, checking out the art. I got thousands of photos on here right now. I'm gonna show y'all. I got thousands of these on here. At least about 10,000, man. Thousand. Look at it. 500 here, 300 here, 400, 700, 300. There's thousands of pictures on this computer. Here I got Alex Ross, Adam Hughes, Andre Whalen, Andre Olivetti, Art Grant, Art Germ. I got most of these off of like um, Deviant Art, CG Society. There's a couple others, man. Back in the 2008, 2009, 2012, between that time, I was just downloading, all mainly for so that I could have backgrounds for my computer and for uh, my PlayStation and my Xbox games. Mainly that's what I did it for, but also to have reference, and because I was teaching myself how to paint in Photoshop. But my mom's was getting sick around that time, and well, not around that time, but things started changing, things started happening, and I had to like take on more responsibilities. So I kind of my focus shifted, and with every shift I kind of got away from who I was. So when by the time my mother passed in 2016, I was mostly focused on her, and my life kind of became her life. So it took me a while to get back to my art. 16 to 2020, at least 2019 to 2020 is when I started writing and drawing again. Well, not drawing, but writing. I started writing Mike around 2019. I started pulling out some of the stories from my Bible and getting all this stuff. So we're going to be going through all of this stuff one at a time, taking our time, like maybe on a Sundays, maybe go through all of these thousands of paintings and drawings, because this is what I wanted to do. I just wanted to illustrate and do these fight scenes, fantastic stuff. And I was also trying to learn lighting and all of these things. So we're gonna be doing some stuff. We're gonna see how much I've learned. We must see how much I've learned. All of these guys, we're gonna go at Frank Frazetta. We got Frank Frazetta up in this biatch. We're gonna be doing. I got over 200 Frank Frazettas up in here, up in here, up in here. So we're gonna be doing Frank Frazetta, Greg Staple, Greg Staple. We're gonna check out a lot of these guys. What's his name? Guanjin Juan. Got some stuff in his. Not a lot, but we got all these people we're gonna go through. But let's. I digress. I digress. Let's get in some Star Wars. So I got a lot of stuff. I'm going to be going through comic books and that stuff. Just checking out the lighting and the art styles and all of this stuff. So let me see. Star Wars. Sequel trilogy. Sequel Trill. Trill. OG. Idea. Sequel trilogy idea. Okay. Let's get this biatch down here. Get your ass. Come over here. All right. Let's put Star Wars. Star Wars. Okay, get me my way. All right. All right. And let's see. We're going to save all of this before we're finished, before we close out. Or before I close out, not with y'all. Y'all don't have to watch me go through that process. So, okay. Let's see. We were working on this guy, the bounty hunters. Mutation duration, if they have a find a cure, because what we're gonna need to know as far as, hold on 1 second, clear my nose. Okay, what we're gonna need to figure out is the duration, if we can find a cure, because once they realize that the bad guys have been getting mutated also, they can't be fighting against them as regular people. So they're going to need to either find a cure, find a stabilizing agent, find a stabilizer, stabilizer, stabilizer. Um, find a stabilizer so that they can hold on to those forms without keep digressing. You need to find a stabilizer, a cure, and that's it. Because that's the choices. Either stay the way you are as a mixed mutant, become fully a mutant, or get the full cure. So those are going to be these are going to be the most important ideas are getting a cure and finding a stabilizer, because they're going to need to keep their powers so that they can go up against these more powerful bad guys. So yeah, so let me see. That's why I say we spitball and then we kind of bring all of the ideas together. We try to put as many ideas out there as possible that we could come up with, that we could think of in this particular scenario. We okay, let me see. Could he possibly be a free agent? Let me see if he works. If the countryside, that means it would be only in that specific area. So people, why would they want to travel or leave? Well, once people start figuring out that they're mutating, then what? Would they want to become government lab rats? And maybe that's why they run and hide. Um, citizens, affected citizens, uh, affected affected people might hide to avoid being lab rat. So we have people hiding their family members, trying to get them well and ride out the sickness. And having attacks happen once these beasts become more feral. Phew. Thank you. Oh, let me see. Sorry for the loss. The loss. No problem. It's eh, that's life. She was 91. She had a full life. I took care of her. She didn't have to worry about losing her house or losing her money because she had too much. And the government, see, that's what's messed up with the government. You work all your life and then you get old and if you have nobody to take care of you, if you bring people in, the government wants to charge you. So if you make too much, then you have to sell your house in order to get assistance. So it's a messed up situation. You get old and then everybody's trying to take advantage of you all the time. And it's just crazy. So that's why I'm happy that I was here, because she didn't have to worry about any of that, because they did that to her with my father. So they wanted to force her to pay for him to get a nurse to come in and help, because he had a stroke. And so she had retired, and that's why I came back home. She had retired, and then she was going to be taking care of him because he had to leave the hospital that he was in. So these types of things I want to put into stories, because this is why people get motivated to attack. Not me. I'm not saying me. I'm too old for that crap. But in story form, I got a lot of ideas that go through my mind, and I put them into story form. Like on my other channel, I have the Matrix Doctrine that talks about how we're living in a made-up world. We actually living in the Matrix, because everything we made up. Everything you look at, words that we speak are made up. The businesses, the banks, the money, gold, everything is made up. The value is all made up. So we living in this imaginary world, just like in the Matrix. And it's for the same purpose as well, except for instead of turning us into energy, is to turn us into a battery, like in the Matrix, is to turn us into here, watch it for yourself. I made a little I made a little for the Matrix Doctrine. Hold on, let me pull this up. I made a little what's it say? It's a video, kind of a snippet. They shouldn't ban it because I changed it. This is for the purposes of because I even changed it at the end. So don't cut my stream. It has a change at the end. It's not like it's just playing straight through.
Control. The Matrix built to keep us under control in order to change a human being into this.
You see? That's basically what it is. We have a system of controls all geared up to turn people into money for the rich. But people don't want to understand that. And in the same way, like how the Matrix is set up, people who are too connected to money and all of this stuff, they want to become rich. They're too connected to the system, and they're potential agents. So they're the ones that'll rat you out and dime you out. So yeah, that's why everything I think and I believe I'm going to put into story form. I'm going to turn it into comics and give my bad guys motivation to do their dirts and stuff like that. So yeah, I grew up watching nature shows and outer space programs and all of that stuff. So I have a vivid imagination. So you guys, if y'all guys come along for the ride, I'm telling you, I'm going to take you for a trip around the world, out to the universe and back. I'm telling you, man. So here we go. Let's get back to this. We're gonna wrap this up with um, the bounty hunters for this week, and then we're gonna move on to the second stage. Uh, Next time, what we're gonna do is we're gonna alternate weeks when it comes to storytelling. If we get into this deeply into this Star Wars story, excuse me, Star Wars storyline, um, we'll we'll have this uh, be on a week on its own. We'll alternate between the bounty hunters and the Star Wars plot line. But basically, I just want to start breaking down what happens with the Star Wars thing. Um, um, Palpatine, Palpatine, Palpatine is a Sith, the Emperor. He's the Emperor, and a Sith Lord. Right? And he was either trained or because there's only two, right? There's always two, they say. There's a Sith Lord and a pupil, apprentice. So he, in which movie was that? Revenge of the Sith, the last one where uh, Samuel Mace Windu got killed and Anakin was turned into to Darth Vader. He was telling Anakin that let's oops, that's not the one. That's not the one. When you're having fun, that Darth Plagueis. It Plagueis. I gotta look up how to spell that. The wise knew how to manipulate uh midichlorians. Is it midi or meta? Midichlorians or metachlorians? Metachlorians. Maybe that's metachlorians. Well, you know what I mean, calorians, which is the, I guess, cell count of the force within the body. I don't know, but anyway, he can manipulate the midichlorians to create life. To create life. And that insinuated that Anakin, yep, Anakin. I don't remember how to spell his name. Anakin. Anakin was basically like a Jesus character. He's immaculate born of immaculate Hewlett. Conception. Yeah. Right. That's right. His name is spelt with a K, if I'm not mistaken. Anakin. So I was thinking that being that that's the case, maybe Darth Plagueis, maybe Plagueis created more than one. But they would be old now because they would be older. They would be as old or a little bit younger than Anakin or Darth Vader when he died. Old now as Darth Vader at death. Because, at Darth Vader's death and at Darth Vader's and Palpatine's death, the Emperor's death at the end of the Jedi. At end of Jedi. Right? So I was figuring either if we do work it that way, the characters would be all older. Like I said, more Darth Vader's age or older than that, or maybe because it would have to be like a few years after the death of the explosion of that second Death Star and the death of Darth Vader and Palpatine, or the Emperor at that time. So anyway, I figured that instead of keeping it that Plagueis created, and maybe it's even possible that Plagueis did create one, and maybe Plagueis created, and maybe Palpatine found him. Found him. Found him. And then again, um maybe Palpatine learned because remember he said that he told Anakin that he knew how to manipulate metachlorians to create life, and that he could even save life, save people, the ones he loves, save the ones he loved. But I realized that this was a manipulation. Manipulate. Late. For the mess. Manipulate Anakin. Anakin. That was all to manipulate Anakin, right? To make him turn to the dark side and become Darth Vader, so that he would make the choices to kill the younglings and to act out and become more emotional, and in order to save it, Padme from his nightmares. So that was manipulation. But the Metachlorians is a proven fact because Anakin was born from immaculate conception. That was the implication. That was the implication. And when you imply something in movies like that, that's basically saying, here, this is what happened. This is why Anakin is so smart and can build stuff, and he can do pod racing without killing himself for a little 10-year-old or whatever the heck he was at that time. So, yeah. So Palpatine learned to manipulate meds 2, right? Meds. Manipulate meds 2. And he had begin Palpatine. Well, these are maybes too, yeah. Palpatine created now, I don't know. I know there's been a lot of fan fiction and all of that out there. I don't know if anybody's ever touched on this line of thinking because it was plainly out there for everybody to see. I don't know if anybody's ever touched on it, but I figured that's where I would have gone with the storyline instead of this whole women's first movement. Now you could have thrown a chick or two in there. I might throw a chick or two in here, but to lead with this Mary Sue, no. This Mary Sue chick that learns everything automatically. She knows how to fly the Millennium Falcon, even though she never flew it before in her life. She was some kind of she knew how to fly something, but she didn't know how to fly the Millennium Falcon. And then she jumps behind the wheel and she's doing loop-de-loops and pits and moves between rocks and all kinds of craziness. Get the out of here. So yeah, I didn't like any of that stuff. And then I hated when the black dude was like, "Not my white woman." He was a coward the whole time, running. But as soon as his white woman got in danger, no, where's Ray? Not my white woman. That's what they do with a lot of black dudes these days, man, in the movies. They fall like in Walking Dead. There was a dude in that, oh, not my white woman. As soon as the woman wouldn't give him no sex, no nothing, but as soon as she got killed, he wanted to kill everybody that was around him. Like, get out of here. But he didn't want to kill no zombies. He didn't want to hurt nobody. I don't want to hurt nothing. I don't want to kill nobody. I don't want to kill nothing. Please, please, please. But as soon as his white woman gets killed, he's ready to kill everybody. Get out of here with that. Get the out of here. So I'm like, yo, We're gonna make our own stories and we're gonna be fair. Cause I ain't got nothing against white folk. I ain't got nothing against anybody. I just want to write a good story that makes me want to read it over and over or look at it over and over again because that's how I am. I've seen Lord of the Rings. Whew, I don't know how many times, both the animated and the movies, the live action stuff. Um, I've got all kinds of animated movies that I've watched. The DC animated movies that they don't really put out. You might be able to catch them on HBO Max. They got them on there, but I got those on DVDs. I got all kinds of animes. I have all of the movies that I like over the years. Star Wars, uh, cop stuff from back in the days, the Seven Ups, the French Connection, all of these good stuff from back. Oh, I got it. I have it on DVD or Blu-ray. So good old horror movies like the Ray Harryhausen stuff from when I was a kid, like um, what's the one with the ship with the Argonauts, Jason and the Argonauts, Sinbad and the Eye of the Tiger, the Seventh Voyage of Sinbad, the Golden Voyage of Sinbad. I got all of those on Blu-ray. So I just sit back and I just blaze one up and just sit back and enjoy. And all of that, all of those things from when I was a kid, I'm bringing to my storytelling because a lot of people don't bring that stuff with them when they tell stories. You see a lot of guys. I'm not pointing out anybody specifically, but you see there's guys out here that have stories that are real basic. I've heard people that Inch High comic guy, Inch High Private Eye comic guy, he was complaining that there was a lot of Comicsgate comics that's really not up to snuff. Now I don't know because I couldn't buy a lot of them. I just got the Van Sciver stuff for now, and then I'm gonna pick up that uh Kyle Ritter joint. That dragon thing, is it dragon? Starblades. I want to pick up Starblades because that's my kind of book, and he can draw too. He's a real good artist, and I think that's my kind of storytelling. I'm hoping that the story's theirs, but I'm gonna order that too. I ordered a Wreck Planet, and I ordered that. I'm getting the statues or the toys and all of that. So I wish I could have got Graveyard Shift, but I couldn't get in on that. I just didn't have it. I just didn't have it. I wish, and then back then when I just didn't have it. It was too late for me to get it on the first one, and I don't want to get a second edition. I really don't. Even though that's what I'm probably going to have to wind up doing. I'm going to have to get the collected edition, but I would really wish that I could have gotten in on the first edition on those. I don't. I hate the idea of getting second editions. Everybody said that Graveyard Shift was the shit, and I liked it. And John Malin can draw. What can you say? So that's what I like. Good art, good story. So Palpatine created. Oh, this is wrong. Let's back that up. Back that ass up. Palpatine created his his own uh Anakin's. Plural. We don't know how many, but they're on different worlds in different systems. And uh okay. Let me grab this up. Because this is an important one right here. This is an important one. This is an important one. What happened? Why wouldn't it take that? That's that. Okay. Okay. Let's move this. Give me a little space. All right. So then, you know, Palpatine created his own Anakins. Uh, don't know how many. You'll find out during the story how many. I'm not going to make it up. We're going to make it up. How many? Oops. We're going to make it up. As we go along, we're going to figure out exactly how many. It's going to be a small army. Don't know how many. Um, let's back this up. Let's back this up. Okay, let's go. How many on which planets okay um how much of the force do they know? And we can assume that Palpatine would have been would have been training them. And I would think I believe individually to avoid detection. And other safety measures. Like if he's followed, if somebody gets to him and wanted to try and take out the kid or whatever, it won't get all of them. You only get that one, so he would take precautions. So he would go and train them individually. That would make it so that when at the time of his death, not all of them would have the same training, and maybe some of them don't have lightsabers. They haven't gotten to the point where they built their own lightsabers and all of that stuff. So all of this could come into the um, uh, okay, training uh, Padawans. I don't know if they call the same thing in the dark side. Padawans, Padawans are at different stages of progress. And let me check the chat, see if we got any hollabacks. All right, let me see. Oh, let me pop this up here. Are you also changing clone troopers looks? Because they changed it several times. And I'd probably stick with what I know, the original stuff from the because it'll be basically happening right after this. You know, after right after the death of maybe a year or two, not that far. You got to figure that he was coming through every regularly. He was coming through regularly in order to keep them trained and up on top of their training with becoming Sith lords. And he had the idea, instead of having only two, that maybe this time there'd be a brotherhood like the Jedi have. They have a Jedi order. So maybe this was his way of creating a brotherhood. And that's what this whole first story is about. These guys coming together on that. He was telling them and teaching them that there's others like you out there, and just in case, and maybe the eldest of them, you know, and maybe we should start writing this stuff down. Hold on. Well, you laughing about something, and then you say you should make a model of your own Star Wars droid too. Yeah, I might have to start drawing up some stuff. But basically, this is just a story for story time. I didn't really want to get into all of the particulars. Not even a comic book. I just really just putting the story out there for story time and to have something else to work on and show my broad skills, my capabilities for creativity. I've got a lot of stories, and my brain is always working. I'm always flooding stories like the Mike story. I was creating names and characters since 95. And when I decided to start creating Mike, to write up Mike, what happened is all of these, say I got 10,000 names in my Bible, right? Say I have about 1,000 of them that have something written down next to the name that gives me an idea who that character is. Over the years, some of those characters I went into a little bit of depth on. I might not have fully flushed them out, but I know who those characters are. And so when I'm thinking of them now, all of these stories are flooding in, and I want to start writing down every idea I get for all of these different characters. So I've got like 30, 40 characters that I'm really trying. Some of them I'm trying not to worry about, but I want to at least get down what I'm thinking of so that I don't lose it later. So I'm trying to write down all of these different ideas that's just flooding in because I've had them over since 95. I've been over the years, I've one character, then I create a new one and I focus on them for a little while and then I put them to the side. And when I get ideas for new ones, and I just write stuff down. And I stopped drawing for a while, and like I said, as my mother got worse, I kind of took on more responsibility. So I kind of just was every once in a while I'd write down a name, and then I put the book down, and that's how it became. That's what I was doing my last few years. Just every once in a while, I'd write down a name. I'd write down a name, but then when I saw what Zach and them was doing, and Ethan was doing, and everybody in these big campaigns, I was like, I got stories. So I started writing, and that's when everything just started flooding back. So now I don't I got these characters and I want to bring them out slowly, but I'm older, so I don't know how many years I've got. So I gotta try and get everything written down, so just in case, so I know what's going on. So anyway, uh let's get this back to the okay. So yeah, let's remove that banner so we're not covering up everything. We you want to change it? We should make okay. Now let's get back to let's see how much time we got. Yeah, it's good time. I didn't plan to stay on for no 3 hours, but I can stay on a little bit more. See, that's why I think I'm gonna have to make a Star Wars on its own, and so that way I could put the 2 hours fully into the bounty hunters and another hour fully into 2 hours fully into Star Wars without any. But the bounty hunters is more important because we actually want to take that to Indiegogo. We actually want to get this funded at some point. So that's more important. That's why I left only a half an hour for this. So I figured we just jot a few quick ideas in, and next week we keep it like that. We keep the important story for an hour and a half, and a half hour on Star Wars, and we build it slowly over time. Because, like I said, I'm not trying to take this to any book or anything like that. But if what's her name and them want to take it, if Favreau want to think that that's a great way to go, but the only thing that they would have to either use computers on the on Luke Skywalker, they would have to regenerate, age him down for the whole movie, or they would have to get a new Luke altogether. You just have to call it quits for uh what's his name? Uh, I love the guy. He does the voice for the Joker. He's the best. How could I forget his name? It's right on the tip of my tongue. Oh, it's gonna come. Droid 2's name is whatever. But anyway, they'll probably just have to get a new dude to play the next Luke to take that into the next age as he gets older. Because what I'm hearing, they're gonna basically forget about that last trilogy, that last trilogy anyway, because they basically destroyed the whole storyline. So why even worry about it? Just start fresh, especially if they're gonna let Favreau and that other guy take over. I'd say let him. Mark Hamill, that's the name. Mark Hamill. That's the name I was looking for. But yeah, Mark Hamill, either that or they wait the years and say that Mark Hamill is the age he is and he'll be the new teacher. You know, he'll be the new trainer, because maybe all of these Padawan. Okay, here's another maybe. Let's let's put this further down the line because we don't know. Let's see. Do, 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 do. Okay. Okay. Where is it? Okay, there you go. Okay. Okay, maybe some 2 to 3 Padawan choose after they see Palpatine isn't coming back. They choose to search and what's basically I was thinking that um they start trying to find each other. The Padawans search for each other, different stages of progress. They search for each other, using their force powers, so they'll be able to search and feel each other out and kind of guide themselves to each other. Especially starting with the strongest one, the oldest one. He would the one that's mostly trained. Search each other out. The oldest, eldest, more trained. Okay. And I was thinking maybe some of them might not want to be part of this dark covenant. Some go searching for some Padawan choose to search for Jedi. That way we can start building up the Jedi again while they're going against the okay. Because they're all part of the force, so there's not to say that they're all bad. Why should they be bad? Being that they didn't have the full training, maybe some of the younger ones didn't want to join up with that dark side. Maybe they want to. So, um, some, um, some after finding group choose to go on their own. And maybe Padawan Civil War. So connect that, and so we got maybe a Padawan Civil War. So maybe they choose to leave, and others who are dedicated to becoming Sith say, "No, you can't leave. Blood in, blood out, motherfucker. Blood in, blood out. Only way out is on a stretcher." So yeah, and they go out to try and kill him, and maybe they're on the run. So we have all these aspects going on. We don't know how many yet, and then we'll get full numbers later. We'll find out, figure out how many numbers, but they're going from system to system searching, and we can have incidents, things go on where people are getting killed because of the older one is trying to find him. Maybe he's working. Maybe eldest 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 working on building first lightsaber at time. Now, that could be before or after he finds them so that he can kill people while in search of Jedi, maybe the his Padawan or his brotherhood, his Sith brotherhood, and maybe reported deaths. Reported light saber. That's wrong, isn't it? Oh, put that back. Oh, I do believe that's how it's spelled. Lightsaber. Uh, Reported lightsaber deaths. But there's not a whole lot of Jedi at this point, right? I think Luke is the only one. And yeah, Luke. So we got to figure out, need to know. Need to know what Luke is doing. is doing. What Leia is doing. What Leia. What Leia is doing. And meaning, is she getting Jedi training? That's a quick way to end it, but wrong. Let's just cut it all out. Training. Okay. Jedi training. Is she getting Jedi training? Because there's only those two left. And so the rebellion is over. Everything's going back to normal. And we'll need to know if if and or how Luke finds out about Sith. Yeah, we can get rid of this. If and or how Luke finds out about the Sith. Um, do these guys find him first? These guys over here. Do these guys find him? Do they find the Luke? Is Leia's Jedi or Force connection strong enough to be felt by these guys? And they find her, which lead them to Luke. There's all kinds of things we could work out here. You see what time it is. I think the time passed because it feels like it's only been a half an hour since I started. Yep, it's almost over. I only got a half an hour left. I'm gonna take it to 3. I was thinking about 2:30, but I'll take it to 3 hours, and we'll see how much of this we can get done. Let me see. For today, so man, I'm hungry. So let me see. Lightsaber deaths by the system police or whatever. Maybe that could be documented, but how that information gets back to Luke or anything like that, we'll have to have people who know See, I'm gonna have to watch those movies again to see who knows whom and what the planet situations are like and who are we reporting to. Those are other things we need to know. Uh, who's running shit? We definitely gonna need to know who's in charge, governing. Need to know governing body, governing body, how the new system is set up, how new system set up. Gonna need to know these things. New system setups. Gonna need to know who to report, how how reports of deaths get around. How do they report these things? Because who they report? This Jedi temple has been destroyed. There's nobody to report incidents like that. If somebody suspects somebody died due to a lightsaber, who would they report that to? You know what I mean? This is what I'm saying. This is one of the types of things. So if we can get the information out there and maybe find out. This is I'm basically spitballing. How would it get back to Luke? Is Luke involved? Uh, building a new Jedi Order. All of these things. This is what I'm thinking. Uh, yeah. Uh, need to know about if, yeah, if uh, if there, I was trying to think of a shortcut. If there will be a new Jedi Order. Did Luke start something? Did he go out trying to find a new Padawan to train? All of these things. Did he start with Leia? Did they combine forces? Is Leia still leading up the military or whatever? These types of things. New Jedi Order. If Luke is in seclusion, Luke in seclusion. That might be just one S. Seclusion. Let me see. Is Luke in seclusion? What else? Sith Lords. Maybe they might want to find out. Maybe people might want to know where Sith come from. Is it just from one training the Lord training an apprentice, or is there some particular way that Sith come about? Is there a specific spot in the galaxy or stuff like that? Stuff like that would be cool to know. Maybe there could be a planet or something like that. That could be in the second story. That could be in the second stories. The first story would be about them, the Sith, finding their way, trying to find. I should have made this all one thing. I should have made this all one thing. Here, let me try to bunch this into. Do 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 do. No, I'm not gonna do it now. I'll do it after. It's wasting time. I'll do it afterwards. I'll do it after. Oh, this is separate anyway. Okay, good. What I'll do is just add a page. That way it'll stay together. I'll save it and it'll all be saved to one file instead of three separate files. Okay, so let's see. We gotta ask questions and we gotta build stuff. And we're gonna have to make up planet names, come up with different system names. Yeah, we're gonna need to know names of systems. You have to know these things. Yeah, we're gonna have to have a lot of stuff we're gonna have to figure out. I might have to do a little bit of Star Wars research just so that I can get some names and stuff straight. Make sure I have stuff straight. See, if we had some Jedi fans up in this bitch, they could be just like, yeah, well, I read this and I read that. We could put this in there and put that in. So don't worry, we'll build this sucker up. We'll build it up. People that out here that like Star Wars, they're gonna want to be damn. Million droid. Have you already watched Star Wars, The Drone Wars 2008? The Clone Wars. Oh, the animated version? Yeah, I got it. I got it on DVD, I believe. I got two separate ones, if I'm not mistaken. Because there was one where it was CG animated, and there was one where it was 2D animation. I think I got both of those. I haven't watched them in a while. I got to pull them out. I gotta find the box that I put them in, and I gotta pull them out, watch both series. But yeah, I believe I got the full series of the CG one too. The first series, I think I have all the seasons. I have to check it out and watch it. I haven't watched them in a while, so I have to pull them out and watch those just so that I can catch up on some of the names of the systems and the planets and different names of people, and maybe I might be able to fit that stuff in there. Who knows? Maybe we might be able to pull that stuff in and fit it in here. And that's what we're gonna do for next week too. We're gonna put some names on some of the bounty hunters because I got a bunch of names. I'm gonna scan the page. That'll be easier than writing them in separate. I'll scan the page, put it in here, and then we can pull the names well how we need them. Whenever we need them to describe these not you you you're gonna put names in with these guys. Colonel Race, I want his name to be Race. The ferret, I want his name to be Race, after Race Bannon. from Johnny Quest. If any of you guys old enough to know that, Race Man is from Johnny Quest. That's one of my favorite cartoons from my childhood. So he's going to be Race something, and his name is going to, that's his alter ego. He's going to become to known as Ferret. And then we're going to have Bongo, Snipe, and Ox or somebody. He's going to be heavy duty officer. It might be a bull, but I don't want to be stick to a typical bulls and stuff. But we're going to eventually get that. I want to save the bulls and stuff for the bad guys, bulls and gorillas and tigers and oh my, monkeys. What is it? Lions and tigers and bears. Oh my. So yeah, yeah. So we're gonna go through and we're gonna fill some of this stuff in. These are supposed to be, this page is supposed to be for like locations and all of this stuff. I know I have a file for locations and all of the different things, so we can have different air locations around the world. I think this one right here is for locations. You have locations around the world, and this one is going to be set up as for locations. And we're going to come back and do all of this over the weeks. We're going to build it up and build it up, get it the way we want to. I'll have a week set aside to where I'll finish drawing up the designing the characters. Like I said, I have reference in here for vests, for bulletproof or tactical vests to go on the character. This is all reference for drawing. All this is reference stuff for getting those different musculatures and seeing how the muscles connect at certain locations, like here, the back of the shoulder, stuff like that is good to know. Good to learn to know, have around, and having these connection points in the crotch area, the love handles or the obliques, and the hip flexor muscles. All of that stuff is good to know how to draw. So, like I say, I use whatever I can to help me with my art. Whatever I can, whether it be pencils or clay. I'm into clay stuff too. So, clothing, I'm going to have to draw clothing. So, I was getting some tactical gear up, stuff that's good for military tactical stuff. Seeing what these guys in military gear wear. So we're gonna have all of these types of stuff on our good guys and our bad guys. Here's the tactical vests we're gonna be putting on, especially Ferret. He's gonna have a his is gonna be like this. This is not gonna have all of this padding and stuff. Maybe Bongo will have one like have all of this stuff because he'll be carrying a heavier rifle. So maybe he'll have more room for clips and all of that stuff. For heavier stuff like trapping gear, stuff like that. But I'm thinking like this is going to be for like for Ferret because he's going to have a long, lean body, and then at the bottom he'll have clips that because he's going to have that extra length of body, he can have something extra hanging down from the bottom here that won't even get around his waist. It won't even get around down to where his waist is, because this will protect his heart and his upper chest area. And then down below here, we'll have clips for his pistols. And then here on his back, he's gonna have a rifle and some knives. So he's gonna be fully stocked too. Yeah, I'm gonna have him red to go. So I got some reference stuff for the different types of gear. So yeah, we gonna be red to go, son. We gonna be red. And here's ferret. We gonna have some ferret faces. We're gonna see if we can work this into. He's yawning. He don't look mean there, but we're gonna get this one right here in the front. He looks mean like a motherfucker. So you're gonna have to get that shape of that head down. You have to get that shape. But the one that I'm gonna be using, he's gonna be have a lot more hair. You're gonna see that one's mean. He look dead though. That one look like taxidermy. Taxidermy. That one don't. That one look like he's ready to bite your ass. So this is what he gonna be basically looking like, except for I'm going to use this one. This is the one that I want to use right here. I like this face more. So that's what ferret is gonna look like. Might not use the color scheme, but that's basically what ferret is gonna be looking like. I might stick with this mask, but I might not stick with the mask because then he'll look more like a raccoon, and I don't want him looking like that cat from Guardians from the Galaxy. You don't want him looking like Homeboy, so we're gonna probably go with this kind of look. You're gonna keep it like this here with this color palette. So yeah, peepers. That's what I want to bring your way. That's what's coming your way next week, the week after, when we get to drawing the characters and fleshing out the characters. We'll draw. We'll draw out. We'll finish drawing because I do have him here in here somewhere. He's right over. Where'd you go? Yeah. Where you go? Where you go? Where you go? Where you go? That's what we're gonna do with that bar, like that bar. So yeah. Okay, we're gonna have to find all our characters and get them worked in here. But I have another one where I have a vest on him, and I was actually building it. I thought this was the one. I thought this was the file that had the guns. See? I think I thinned it down. I got to find the right one. But this is basically what I'm talking about. See, he's got the clips down below here, and then he got knives. Then he got on his hip, he got his pistol. Then on his back, he got a gun. Maybe he might have a sword. So, but we're gonna streamline this vest. This is too bulky. He got too bulkified. So I'm gonna streamline it with one of those designs I was showing you. And then this guy in the back, he could have more of the one of the bulkier ones. So that's what we're gonna be doing either next week or the week after. Next week or the week after, we'll see. We're gonna work on some more of this. I'm hungry, man. My stomach is growling. I'm trying to drag it out another 10 minutes. Yeah, another 10 minutes, and then we're gonna be out of here. Thanks, man. I appreciate you liking it, man. Let's see what you got to say here. We can run these last 10 minutes out. what you got to say to me over here. Let's stop sharing. Let's stop sharing. And okay. Try using drawing mannequins. It's perfect for model positioning since it's articulated. I have one of those, but they don't show. They have those big joints, and you can't see. It's not really the positions. It's the transition points, like the joints where you transition, the hip area where the leg turns out or turns in. You can't see that on a mannequin. The musculature and how the muscles transition from the hip into the leg, or the pectoral transitions into the shoulder and then into the pectoral, I mean the biceps. You can't see that on those mannequins. That's anatomy. You really need to know anatomy. So yeah. Yeah, thanks, man. I appreciate that. I drew that back in the days. Uh, Ferret is an old character that I drew. Well, I showed it to you. Let me show it to you again. Let me show it to you one more again. Showed it earlier. Let's move straight to the window. And let's show Ferret. See, this is the original drawing. This is my original concept. And see, he has a collared shirt on. And he's got the long body, the shorter arms, two guns, and then he's got his long boots down here, which I liked a lot. That's my first time drawing those kinds of boots. So I like that a lot. Well, it's not my first time drawing these kinds, but drawing them so long that they go to the floor. I was like, wow, I like that. So I was saving that specifically for him. That's going to be his look. It's like Captain America boots, but they go all the way down. They flap over and then they go all the way down to the ground instead of just to the bottom of the calf muscle. So I wanted a long bodied character. I used to create. I used to read. I still have it. I'm going to be doing some videos about that too. Alien Legion, and there was this snake character who's the leader of the group, and he didn't have legs. He just had arms, a head, and this long body leading to his tail. And he would whip it around and smack people around with it. And he was a badass, and it's a futuristic type of story. So I wanted my own long-bodied character, so I created Ferret. I looked up long-bodied animals, and Ferret popped up, and I'm creating me a Ferret. So this is why Ferret, and I did the face from memory. Again, we didn't have the internet back then, so I had to come up with it on my own, just from what I remembered what ferrets look like. So I'm gonna make that a little bit more realistic. I'm gonna work on my ferret faces. That's why I have all of these ferrets in the reference. That's why I have all of these, so I can make sure I get it right. Get used to drawing it, so when I make it a regular face, I'll be able to draw it over and over again without messing up. So yeah, peepers. So yeah. Goodbye. See you on the next stream week with your upcoming upload. Okay. All right now. I'll I'll be back on Monday morning with another draw stream. We're gonna work more on those characters for the Might universe. We're gonna be creating intergalactic or interstellar group that's kind of like a police force of some kind, not like the other ones. I got a couple, but these are going to be different. They're going to be more like the Green Lantern than the other group that I have. They're going to be doing handling things differently. So yeah, we're gonna have this we're gonna continue drawing, we're gonna continue writing, and I'm gonna just get all of these ideas out of me onto paper and make it work, people. So keep coming back to me, tell your friends, subscribe, like, do your YouTube thing so we can build this channel. Thanks for subscribing, Pat. Thanks for subscribing. I think that was you because you was the only one who was with me that time when I said subscribe. And then I jumped up to from 8 to 9. So we're gonna hit that million soon and get back at us over here at Story Time. This is the Goddom. If you wanna become a member, all you have to do is come over here and help create. And if we use your ideas, you're going to be part of the campaign. You're going to become co-creator, and you're going to get some of the money from the campaign. It's going to be split evenly because might is my campaign for me. Any campaign that comes out of story time, that's mostly for you guys. So if you contribute, uh, you'll get a cut. So till next time on Story Time, we're gonna say Alvidasen. Alvidasen. See you guys until next time. Later, Pat. Thanks again for coming. You're becoming a regular, man. I like that. All right, now. I'll see you next time. You know?